What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's really moving it today, and what shorts are up to. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So currently it is up 0.73%, $10.89 the low, $11.34 the high. And even pre-market, it did hit a high of $11.36. So yeah, new 52-week high under SoFi's belt. But aside from that, there's roughly around 5 minutes left in the trading day. I know a lot of people get kind of irritated at the fact that I do these videos right as the market does close. So I'm going to make sure I go over pretty much everything at the very end. But I'm at this stage in the game, I think everyone wants to know is there going to be some sort of manipulation that obviously brings it down to where it is now. But aside from that, no actual news associated to SoFi, no SEC filings, just a lot of buying. And so based on this, these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So you saw a lot of buying once the market opened, 6.29 million, a big one right there. Some selling in between, but nothing to really cause this. So this was surprisingly shorts. And so a couple of things. So shorts right now are increasing 544,000 shares, and we'll wait and see exactly what they do in the last little bit. But 16.79% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 175.66 million shares. Cost to borrow average is 0.69, and then cost to borrow minimum is negative 0.07. So I actually just did this Lucid video as well, and I brought this up because normally this doesn't happen with Lucid. It's very heavily shorted, similar to SoFi, but you don't see this type of manipulation. So both SoFi and Lucid are negative. So that might have some correlation. So whoever's a broker out there kind of offering both Lucid and SoFi is paying people to short them. So kind of messed up in the grand scheme of things. Looking at options, $31 million in calls, 4.09 million in puts. Just based on this one candle between 230 and 235, 2.1 million in premiums. So as I've said, that is clearly not retail. That is big money loading the hell up for upcoming earnings right around the corner. And on a side note, I have been monitoring and there hasn't been any change. So it looks like 633.8 million is where it's most likely going to sit at, leading into obviously their upcoming earnings. But of the call options that are being purchased today, I'll give you an overview of that. There's a good consensus for it to be roughly around that 13, possibly even 13.50 by next week. So a lot of optimism associated to their earnings. So if you are part of that group that's buying calls, give yourself a shout out. Flip side, looking at the bears, they're anticipating kind of the low end to be around that $10 range. So a lot more upside is anticipated. And right now with 2 minutes left in the trading day, this is the current open interest. So 28,000 at the 11 and then 17,000 at the 11.50. So this is what is up for grabs. And this is why, especially with SoFi kind of flirting with that $11 range, this is why shorts and market makers have a financial interest in trying to bring SoFi and close below 11. So kind of messed up, but like I said, roughly about a minute and a half left. So we'll kind of cycle back to that. But there was one thing that did pop out, and I'll pop over to IBKR just to give you a overview of that. And that was, surprisingly, doesn't make sense, a new analyst rating. So logically speaking, SoFi is going to be unveiling the earnings in, not counting today, one business day. So coming from an analyst standpoint, why would they give a rating? It just makes absolutely no sense when their critical information is coming out one day later. It's very much messed up. And where SoFi is, obviously around that $11 range, ultimately this is kind of lower than what it is. So not necessarily the most optimistic, but reiterated $9 price target. JP Morgan, Reginald, who has a 52% success rating. And obviously I don't need to tell you that JP Morgan and SoFi kind of competition for the most part. And it looks like 1 minute left in the trading day. You can kind of see up top here. So currently sitting at $10.98, but on the actual chart itself, even though today it did consolidate, it just bounced off of a very strong resistance level. and it happens. I think in general, it's still a pretty big accomplishment of what SoFi did achieve over this last little bit. So nothing really crazy. Market just closed, and it closed at $10.98. So regrettably, those 28,000 is going to expire worthless. So yeah, it's kind of a messed up scenario as usual, but you win some, you lose some. I think over the last 3 Fridays, SoFi has really hit a home run. So I think shorts clearly just had a vendetta. As of right now, I'll hit refresh. So it was 544, and it is still showing 544. So we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, with it at $10.99, it is trading between these 2 points. So that's R2 and R3. So $11.13 was that kind of very strong resistance level. It did blow past that, but I think a lot of that was algos just really propelling it higher. So it got dragged back down. $10.70, which wasn't touched, is going to be the next strong support. So yeah, I think in general, a very good week. So over the last 5 days, it is up 6.24%. Over the last 1 month, up 40.65%. And over the last 6 months, up 44.73%. Just to hit refresh so you are able to see this. So these are all the transactions occurring after hours. So a big one just occurred. So at 12 million at 10.99, I think it is fair to assume a lot of this now is just obviously linked to shorting and just the options. 1.26 million as well. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. And most likely these entities right here, especially in the 1 minute leading into SoFi's or into the market close, that's probably shorts as well, because logically, why would someone be closing and selling out at these prices? So let me know your thoughts on that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And as I've been sharing with you, if you do like my channel, want to support the growth, definitely consider joining as a member. I do have just general support, or if you do want to buy signals on stocks and options, there's also a tier for that. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.